Hello, nerds! Thank you for watching Generally Nerdy. This is your Week in Nerdom Comic Books edition for the week of April 9th, 2018. This week in comic books, C2E2 happened, so there's a lot to talk about. Let's just jump into the intro.
Quiet on the set, rolling.
Hi, I am Bitsy Telek.
Hey, I'm Hale Appleman.
I'm Walter Kane.
I'm Rene Aubergenois. Odo on Deep Space Nine.
Michael Dorn, Lieutenant Commander Worf, Star Trek The Next Generation.
Come and see me and hear me and talk to me and listen to me talk about myself.
Hey man, this is Kevin Smith, often considered generally nerdy, and you are listening to what is often considered generally nerdy.
On Generally Nerdy.
You're listening to
Generally Nerdy.
Generally Nerdy.
Generally nerdy.
Before we jump into the news, guys, there is a little bit of business to take care of. This week is Dink Denver, so as you are seeing this, I am potentially interviewing artists or writers or potentially John Leguizamo, hopefully, crossing fingers for that one. But this episode comes out on Saturday. Saturday and Sunday is Dink Denver, so definitely super excited about that. We're going to be doing a What's in My Camera Bag. We're going to be doing How to Comic-Con, one for each day of the con and one pre-con, just like we did for Salt Lake last year. Going to be doing interviews, like I said, and so much is going on at Dink. But the biggest interactive part for you guys is the Adventures in Photography video that we're going to be doing. What kind of shots do you guys want to see from any Comic-Con, but specifically a Comic-Con that is more geared towards underground art and tattoo art and DIY publishing and all that stuff? Definitely, you can let me know in the comments. Jump over to the website, generallynerdy.net. You can let me know over there. Anywhere that you can interact with me, we can talk about the Adventures in Photography episode, because we also have an Adventures in Photography episode coming up for Starfest the following week. So, yes, awesome, good job. Also, sponsor this week for the comic books episode is patreon.com/generallynerdy. That is the place that you can go to get early access to all these videos. You can get, for the Renaissance videos, you get more detailed instructions for all of the recipes. There's also bits of, there's writing up there, there's books. Right now there's only one book, but still it's a book that you get for becoming a patron. You only get the book and such at the higher levels, but for just $1, you still get the early access, you still get the full recipes for Renaissance Nerd. All of that stuff is still available to you for just $1 a month. So go check out patreon.com/generallynerdy, and let's hit into the comic book news. And coming right out the gate with the big guns, swinging for the fences, we have the Three Jokers theory. C2E2 is going on right now in Chicago. For those of you that don't know, C2E2 is one of the few actual comic book conventions that gets real industry updates and news and announcements, and C2E2 is more geared towards actual comic books than other Comic Cons even. Even San Diego, which is the quote-unquote original Comic Con, even San Diego doesn't focus as much on actual comic book stuff as C2E2. So that's why we have more news from C2E2 in this video than we do anything else from this week. So the Batman panel that happened yesterday, as I'm filming this, so this past Saturday, we got all kinds of Batman stuff, but the biggest thing, the thing that I wanted to talk about the most, is the Three Jokers story. We've only heard it in passing. It kind of happened in the one shot, but then it didn't really get revealed until a couple months down the road in a Batman story, because the Mobius chair told Bruce in that Rebirth one-shot, but we didn't actually know what it told Bruce until, again, like 2 months later. So now we know who the writers are going to be that are going to be fleshing out this Three Jokers theory, and it's Jay Fabok, and Jeff Johns. That's right. The big guy over at DC, that guy, Jeff Johns, he's going to be one of two, and it sounds like they're going to be splitting this into a couple of different books. We got the detective comic books. We got the end of Dark Knight's Metal was last week, so now we've got The Room. Since Johns is also writing Doomsday Clock, potentially we won't see his parts for the story until Doomsday Clock comes to an end a couple of months down the road. But still, super excited for Johns to be at least a hand in this pot, because who else does DC have right? Well, Brian Michael Bendis, but he's new to the grounds, right? So Johns is the seasoned vet, and I can't wait for this to happen. But now we know Fabok and John are going to be our guys for the Three Jokers, and I really, really want to see how they deal with this. But that's all we got there. Moving next to Spider-Man. Amazing Spider-Man is going to be one of the Fresh Start titles. As of May 30th, we will start getting the Fresh Start Spider-Man books. It'll be book number 800 that we're talking about specifically. And Spider-Man's getting his black suit back. Actually, Spider-Man's getting his black suit back. That's a tongue twister if I've ever had one. In two different books, but the first one we're talking about is Amazing Spider-Man, and it's going to be, again, Amazing Spider-Man number 800 at C2E2. Their editor-in-chief, C.B. Cebulski, showed some internal pages, which you're seeing right here, that shows us we don't know much about the story arc because that's still relatively under wraps. I mean, we've got the preview for it, so we got a little bit, but not a whole lot. We don't know exactly how he gets his suit back in Amazing Spider-Man. But the other story we have is the Venomized Spider-Man, and we do know how he gets his black suit back in that one because this Venom symbiote is going a little crazy trying to get rid of the poisons, and the poisons are wreaking havoc. So based on Venomized, the issue number 1, which is on shelves right now, Carnage is our best hope for that storyline with the poisons. I'm on board. It has to do with the Venom symbiote, and Carnage is a key player in this storyline. You sold me. Take all my money. Let's do this. So again, issue number 1 for Venomized is on shelves now. Next on the list, we have more updates on the All New Wolverine story arc as it comes to its conclusion. The swan song for the series is on shelves right now. It's issue number 33. I believe there's one more issue, maybe 2 more issues, and then it's done and we get the X-23 book back. But this one's very interesting because Tom Taylor, the guy who's writing it right now, who's bringing it to its conclusion, is killing off... Oh, spoiler alert. Before I say who he's killing off, spoiler alert, and 3, 2, 1, yeah, there you go. He's killing off Laura. In the future, Laura dies because of weak genetic code. Her genetic code is breaking down. Also, interesting bit of noteworthiness is Gabby, aka the Honey Badger, is in this weird future has taken upon herself the mantle of Wolverine. So what happened to Logan? Because we know he's back now, so in this future he should still be there. This is probably an Elseworlds kind of thing that isn't going to be canon. It's just a potential future. And then they're going to assign it its own Earth number. Yeah, so it's interesting that he's taking it that way, but I cannot see that becoming absolute canon. I see this being a potential future once again. So yeah, very interesting, very, very cool too, because also Gabby has children, which theoretically means that Wolverine has, would they be grandchildren or great-grandchildren? Because Gabby's a clone of Laura, so they would kind of be great-grandchildren, wouldn't they? And they inherited the healing factor, presumably, but we don't see them in this issue. So yeah, very, very cool. I'm I'm liking what they've done with this. And I'm totally cool with this being the end of it because there's nowhere else you can take this and have it be worth reading. So, very, very cool. Moving on to our last bit of news, we're jumping back over to DC for this. It is Nightwing issue number 42. This is not out just yet. It will be out in May. And this is actually a kind of in-between story that they do when they have a changing of the guard for the writing staff and the art staff. So Nightwing is losing his primary writer, and the new writers aren't going to be, or the new writer rather, isn't going to be in until May. So Benjamin Percy is going to be taking over come May. But until then, we needed a filler book, and this filler book is being written by guest writers Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly. They're stepping in. This is just a one-shot book, and it is going to explore the relationship between Nightwing and Damien as Robin. It looks like it's going to be played out like a Bruce Lee kind of movie. So, really simple plot with a lot of really great action. Basically, Nightwing has to go save Damien from a clan of ninjas called the Crimson Kabuki, or something along those lines. And just the interesting bit isn't necessarily the action, though it looks like the artwork is going to be fantastic. The interesting bit is how they explore the dynamic between Damien and Dick Grayson, because that was going to be a thing for a minute. They were going to do the Batman International stuff with Grayson becoming Batman in the States and Batman becoming this international figure, and Damien was going to be his Robin. So it was going to be a reversal of this, who's the serious one in the relationship and who's the one that kind of is more lighthearted. Grayson's a little more lighthearted than Damien, so very, very interesting. We're actually going to be getting to explore this dynamic, even though Batman International, or Batman Incorporated rather, not Batman International, Batman Incorporated. Even though Batman Incorporated didn't actually get to see the light of day past a couple of issues. So, I'm super on board for this one too, and that's all we got. So that's where we're ending this week's comic books episode, guys. What did I miss? What should we talk about next week? Let me know in the comments down below. If, though, you want to go deeper into the conversation, jump over to the website, generallynerdy.net. You can join the conversation there. There is also all of the links to all of the social media, all the freebies, everything up on generallynerdy.net. If you want to support the channel a little more directly, then go to patreon.com/generallynerdy. You can jump on for just $1 a month, and you get all of the stuff that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. If you are brand new to this channel, though, please click that subscribe button. Don't forget to ring the bell so that YouTube alerts you as soon as these episodes are posted. If you like this episode, click that like button. If you are falling behind on your nerd news and you want to catch up, click or tap that box right there to the left of my face to do that. Above that, you will see the Renaissance Nerd playlist. Right now, it's only 2 videos, but it will expand. If you want to learn how to make you some delicious shepherd's pie, that is the place to go do that. But before you do, always remember, guys, if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.